I say to you, scamming, obviously, naturally, something everybody wants to avoid. Businesses want to avoid this. On a personal side, we want to avoid it as well.
Alexandra, the CEO of Crypto Expo, asked me to moderate a few panels today because she knows I love to hear myself speaking. But this one, I actually volunteered. And I think that's one of the biggest elephants in the room today, and every single day in the crypto industry, scamming. And before we get into it, I'm going to tell you a very short story. I realized crypto is going to mass adoption last year when both my hairstylist and the guy who takes care of my cars in the shop start asking me about things they should buy. Unfortunately, by the end of the year, both of them told me that they lost most of their money and crypto is a scam and they're not coming back. So we have a huge elephant. To go to real mass adoption, we need to address the issue of scam. So thank you all for joining, and let's talk about scamming. What is scamming? How can we define, how can we categorize different types of scam that are now in the industry?
There are many types of scams. And I think there are the types of scams for the users, are the types of scams for the businesses, and are the types of scams for the developers even. I think that the most important thing that we should discuss today, because most of the people from the audience are investors, like small to medium investors, or even very big investors, I'm not sure. But I'm in crypto since 2015. I saw so many things, I saw so many teams falling, and one of the biggest problems of the crypto industry is education. It's a big challenge to understand cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is from the point of social, from the point of economical, and from the point of technology. And I think when you invest in crypto, you should first understand all. As you said, your hairdresser didn't take the time to understand what is crypto and went inside for like a specula, which I don't think is the right way to do. I don't think also is the right way to invest all the money, but I don't even think that you should think about losing your money when you invest. I think that maybe investing some time in education, investing some time in spending time on Telegram, going to events, going to, I don't know, talking with people in the industry, because people in the industry are really open to give advices, especially because it's our business. And when we are talking about scamming, everybody in this room, if one gets scammed, everybody is going to suffer. So it's like a domino effect.
I think it's just important to separate what is a scam, because it's easy for an industry to label everything that fails as a scam. So you have on one side the fraudulent behavior, the hacks and the things that you were speaking about, and on the other side you have businesses that just have flawed business models. So from the times that I've worked with companies directly, there tends to be a difference between what the community sees, what you see. Let's say that you go into a Telegram group and then everyone has a perception of something that's disconnected with what's actually happening in the company. I think that group speculation is one of the most strong things that you can fall prey for. So yeah, there was this project I was working with. I was looking at they were doing an over-the-counter deal, and just the difference between what they were presenting versus looking inside of the company and what was actually happening was insane. And the community was so good at picking up the good things and hyping everyone else up, but then on the technology side, they were using an external developer shop that was using a white label solution. I saw the demo, it looked like Excel 2008, but the community had no idea of this, and they had all of this expectation of the release of a demo in 3 weeks, and the price was going up. So there is no malice, there is no fraud there, but that disconnection can cause you to lose a lot of money, and then when the bear market comes, it's just going to wipe out all of these projects that don't have the quality to sustain.
Do you think that presenting the community with fake information about what you're really doing and how your product looks is not a form of scam?
I think it is, but from my experience working with the founders, sometimes they are not crypto native, so they might have blind spots to what they think is right. So they're not doing it purposefully, we're going to scam our community, but they just have weak points where they don't see what's wrong.
Yeah, there are lots of levels where hacking and scamming can happen. Just staying on the level of the customer, I think you should generally apply the rules that you applied even before crypto, right? So if you received an email that a prince sent you $1 million and you need to send them $5,000, I don't think it would be a good idea to send them $5,000, right? So if you are automatically added to a Telegram channel that tells you to click this link and win some money, you might lose some money if you're doing that, right?
First of all, I'd like to congratulate Mugur and Roxandra and the whole team for putting on an amazing event. So I'd like to give them a little clap first. A lot of people have tried to do events in Romania. I've done 3 of them, and it's not that easy because there's a lot of people who want to come to the events, but very few people who are willing to help out. So I want to thank all the sponsors and everybody who bought tickets for helping put on this event. So I started in this world in February 2016 in Amsterdam when the market cap was 8 billion and there was 621 cryptocurrencies back then. And I used to think for a couple of years that only stupid people get scammed. And then I became one of them when somebody SIM swapped my phone. I was here in Bucharest and I have a European and an American phone, but my phone was everywhere, LinkedIn, publicly available. And it took only one 21-year-old kid in LA to watch out all sorts of people like me speaking at conferences and being advisors to all sorts of projects. And it took $100 to bribe a girl at the T-Mobile store to get the last 4 digits of my social. And he knew when I was asleep from 4 to 8 in the morning, and he SIM swapped me. Called T-Mobile, said, "Here's Mike, and this is the last 4 of my social, and I lost my phone. Please re-authenticate this new SIM." I wake up at 8 in the morning to go to a crypto conference in London where I had just collected 5.56 Bitcoin from a few sponsors, friends of mine, to sponsor that conference and the pre-conference party. And my phone is not working, and I never knew what that was. So I get there, I go to the conference, I pay on my credit card 7,000 pounds for the party, right? And then I call T-Mobile, I say, "Hey, what's wrong with my phone?" At the end of the conference, the next day. And they said, "Oh, Mr. Kosas, you told us a few days ago to re-authenticate a new SIM." He said, "No, I'm in London, I'm not in LA." Anyway, that was 5.56 Bitcoin from my Coinbase account and 10,000 TAS tokens from our fund, from our investment fund, $40,000 worth. And I tried to find how to file for this report, and it was impossible for a very long time until the closest person next to me, my mentee of 14 years, decided to humanly hack me for 43 Bitcoin and 2,200 Ethereum, worth about $750,000 then, now about 6 million. And then I said, okay, now I gotta go find this guy. 40,000 is one thing, but 6 million is a whole other thing. And trying to find that person, I found the first guy who was jailed for 1 day. The judge let him out because there were no victims. But now I was the first victim that I finally figured out how to report. And the way they found him was very simple. They sent me the prosecutor from San Francisco sent me a one-pager. I filled it out, and I signed it, and I gave them the right to go to T-Mobile and request all the technical data on my SIM. So you got to be careful of not being too exposed at conferences and putting your contact data too much out there. And you have to be careful of the people that are closest to you that may have your keys because you were stupid to let them have the keys so they could pay your bills, or in case the plane falls out, they could give those assets to my family. So that's the reason why I'm here. I don't like to speak at conferences anymore, but he asked me to come speak about this topic, which is very close to my heart. I have since become an expert in FBI filings with the IC3, the Internet Crime Complaint Center. I have gone up all the food chain to everybody in Secret Service, FBI, DOJ, and so forth. So if any of you have any of these stupid mistakes that I've made and you need help, I'm here to pro bono help you, and that's the only reason why I'm here. Thank you very much.
So it seems we have actually two big groups of scamming. One of them, we can call it like theft, right? Like it happens with normal fiat, getting all kind of scam to get access to your funds and steal them. It's something that happens with bank accounts and credit cards. Every time I get a new SIM somewhere in the world, like especially not Romania but other countries, I get like 20 messages in the first week. Your account was blocked, your credit card is not working, just press on this button, you know. These things seems easy to protect, right? What do? You don't give them your private keys. If you have money that you're not using daily, you put them in a cold storage. Do you guys use cold storage? Who is using cold storage? Okay, I think that
Quite a few people.
if you have enough assets and you're keeping them as a store of value, you should hold them, I think, in a cold storage. Don't keep them in an exchange, right?
For sure, no.
Let me quote CZ with Binance, the largest today crypto exchange, who just said, don't keep your money in the Binance wallet.
Okay, so another thing is on the technical side, and a lot of wallets have started implementing this. There are lots of ways to actually detect if a smart contract will try and steal your money instead of moving to actually investing something. And some wallets are like Trust Wallet, a few others have started adding these types of AI detections, and we just need more of those.
If you go and invest in new launch smart contract on DEX, there is a high chance it's not the contract you really want to buy from. And it happens to people that are very experienced also, so yeah.
PancakeSwap has also an option, for example, to check on the contract. I think those are things that people need to actually start paying attention to, because you usually don't necessarily look at those types of things before pressing the button.
However, when it comes to exchanges, I do support regulation. I think that once you take my fiat money and give me a digital asset, which is worth that money, those money should never leave a safe account. You should not spend them for marketing, you should not pay salaries with it. That's your own operational money that you invest and get profit to pay or whatever. But my fiat has to stay secure with you, because that's how you guarantee that my assets with you are there. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for this.
There we have it. Round of applause. Thank you. You can make your way off that side.